guys, it's Sarah here. Welcome to my channel. As you can see, my craft table is overflowing with pages that I've been working on for the past few days. And I've received so many questions, and I know there is curiosity out there about how much do I actually make? How much do I profit from these pages? Sometimes in my videos I will give kind of the price of how much the page costs and how long it takes me to make a particular page. But the truth is, I never really know how to answer that question because I profit a different amount from each page, and each page costs a different amount. So in this video, I'm going to film myself making most of these pages. These are just random pages that I needed to make to prepare for my next craft show, along with a couple of more recent activities that I've started selling. So I'm going to go through, I think I have 4 or 5 pages at random really, and I'm going to show you specifically how much they cost. I'm going to outline the details of what they cost, and then how long they take me to make, and then how much I sell them for at a craft show. And you'll see that if I look at a per hour basis, depending on which page I'm doing, I make a different amount per hour. However, one thing that I do is I always make sure that I pay myself at least minimum wage here in Canada. Now for context, minimum wage here in Canada is $15 per hour. And when I go through the prices, that is all from bought in Canada, or it is the price of the felt that I have available on my own website for you to buy, which is a very competitive price in my opinion, or at the very least it's going to be very similar to the price of that quality of felt that you will get anywhere else. And so that's what the prices are going to be based for. So you will have to adjust for your exchange in currency or the prices in your area. It may be different. Your minimum wage may very well be different if you're not in Canada, and so I will let you adjust for that. And in no way am I doing this to try to tell you what you should charge for your pages if you're making these as well and selling them at craft shows. I don't want you to feel like, oh, she charges this, so I have to charge the same or less or more. You can charge whatever you like. Some of you might think that I don't charge enough. Some of you might think that I charge too much. That's totally up to you, and you can charge whatever you like and whatever you feel is fair. I have kind of my own pricing system that I want to explain, and you'll see it when I show you the prices of each page. Some pages I make just barely minimum wage, like I hardly make anything from the page, and then other pages I'll make double that amount. And so there are some pages that really, if you're selling them, you could sell them for more. People would pay more. Like I know some pages I sell for $6 and they constantly sell out because really they're pages that I could sell for more. People are willing to pay more for them, but I don't, because I like to offer some pages at a certain price point and then other pages at another price point, and everything varies in terms of how much I get from that page. So all that to say, you decide your own pricing. This is just because I know some of you are curious, and I want to answer that question because I've been asked it so many times and I never really know how to answer it, and this is why. Another thing I need to disclose before we start is all of my templates, I use my bulk templates on my cutting machine. I do not cut most of these by hand, and that is one of the big keys to saving me lots of time. If you want access to those bulk templates that I use to make these pages and figure out the timing, you can go to my Patreon. It is DIY Busy Books. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed so far. I really appreciate the support, and I'm really hoping that those templates are helping you out and saving you all the time in the world. I think it's totally worth it, and I think it's a really great thing for us to have. So thank you guys, and if you're watching here on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out so much, and really appreciate the support. The final thing I have to disclose is that when I give these prices, I am not including overhead prices. I am not including the cost of my sewing machine, the cost of my Cricut, the cost of craft shows, the cost of my website. All of those things are going to be different. I am purely just focusing on how much it costs per page for the materials themselves, as well as a little fee that I include for using the Cricut mat, which is something that you have to replace regularly. Without further ado, let's take a look at how much these pages cost to make, how much do I sell them for, how do I price them, and what do I profit. Just for fun, here is what my craft desk looks like. I pre-cut all of these pieces for all of these pages. I get them all cut in the same day at the same time while I have my laptop out, while I've got that Cricut machine going. I just cut out multiple sets of multiple different pages, and then I have these little baskets to just help me keep them organized and help me not to lose any pieces. To go ahead and start with making 10 sets of my traffic light activity page. Okay, so I start with 2 sheets of 8" by 8" sheets of felt. I get those from Amazon. They are cheaper than the Korean felt that I have available on my website. But for this particular page, I use the cheaper ones from Amazon. So for those 2 sheets of felt, the front and the back, plus the little red binding piece, the 3mm felt binding piece, that totals $1. For the black felt traffic light itself, I can cut 5 of those on 1 sheet of Korean felt, which is $2. So one of those is 40 cents each. For the cute little car fabric that I put at the front, that is about 40 cents for that square of fabric. As a general rule, I pay about $5 a meter for fabric. I try not to go more than $5 a meter. It can be difficult, but it's also very possible if they're on sale. I use 2 mini hot glue sticks for this page, which will run me 20 cents. I required 9 circles. That's 3 circles per color, and that works out to 50 cents, assuming I am cutting on a sheet of 12" by 12" Korean felt, which runs $2 per sheet. It requires 6 Velcro dots, which is going to run me 6 cents. On Amazon, you can buy 1,500 Velcro dots for $15. The suede cord is going to be about 10 cents. The thread is about 10 cents. And that brings me to a total of $2.76. I'm going to add on another 25 cents to account for the cost of the Cricut mat. I have to replace those regularly, so I'm going to add a little cost, a little fee per page to help pay for those. So I'm going to round it up to $3 per page in cost. Now I can make 10 of these pages in 1.5 hours. That includes cutting time, assembly time, everything. And so that works out to each page taking me about 9 minutes to make, which means I can make 6 to 7 pages in 1 hour. Now I sell these activity pages at craft shows for $6 each, so I profit $3 a page and just about do 7 pages in 1 hour, so that works out to about $21 per hour that I profit from this page. Let's do the apple and worm activity page. For this page, I am using my nice Korean 1.2mm thick stiff felt for my 8" by 8" front sheet in light blue. I have that available on my website. That's 90 cents for that felt sheet. For the back sheet of felt that I'm using, that is just a cheaper one from Amazon. So for that back side on the felt at the back, and for my red binding piece, my 3mm felt binding piece, that in total runs me 50 cents. The fabric that I use to wrap around the back side of the felt, that's going to be 40 cents. I used 1 mini hot glue stick for this page, that's 10 cents. I added some little beads on the suede cord. That's optional. That's another 10 cents. The suede cord is about 20 cents. The apple itself, I can cut 4 of those on a $2 12" by 12" sheet of Korean felt. So those are 50 cents each. The thread to do this whole page is 10 cents. And the worm and the leaf runs about 20 cents per page. That brings me to a total of $3, and then I'm going to add a 25-cent fee for using the Cricut mats. I need to replenish those. So each page costs me $3.25 in materials. I sell these pages at craft shows for $6 per page. That means I profit $2.75 per page. I can make 8 of these in 1 hour, including all the cutting time and the assembly. That works out to $22 per hour. Moving on to the piggy bank. For the front sheet of felt, I'm using an 8" by 8" sheet of light blue Korean felt, available on my website for 90 cents each. The piggy itself, I can cut 4 of those on a $2 sheet of Korean 12" by 12" felt. So those are 50 cents each for the piggies. The back sheet of felt that I use for the back side, in addition to the 3mm binding piece that I cut out in blue, that totals 50 cents. That felt that I'm using at the back is just a cheaper felt from Amazon. The fabric that you can see me wrapping around the back side of the back sheet of felt, that's 40 cents for that square. The coins I paid 33 cents for, and the zipper is 20 cents. So in total, that is $2.83. I'm going to add a 20-cent fee per page because for the Cricut mat. That's going to total $3.03 per page. I'm going to just round that down to $3 for some easy math. I sell each page for $6 at craft shows. That means I profit $3 a page. I can make 8 of these in 45 minutes, including the cut time, or that works out to about 10 in 1 hour, which brings me to $30 an hour. Now let's take a look at the price of the Cookie Monster activity page. For this page, I'm using the felt from Amazon, so it is less expensive. So for the front sheet of felt and the back sheet of felt, plus my felt binding piece, that totals $1. The fabric that I wrap around the back side, the Sesame Street themed fabric, is 50 cents each. The Cookie Monster head, I can get 4 of those on one sheet of 12-inch by 12-inch Korean felt, which is $2. So one cookie head works out to 50 cents. The details of the face, so the black smile and the eyes, is going to be 25 cents. The cookies, the circles for the cookies and the circles for the eyes is going to run me about 60 cents, as well as that also includes that brown thread that I use to keep the cookies attached to the page. And then I use 3 mini hot glue sticks in this page, which is going to run me about 30 cents. The thread that I use to sew this page all together is going to be 10 cents. That totals $3.25. Let's add a 25-cent fee per page for the Cricut mats. That's going to be a total of $3.50 per page. Now, I sell these pages at craft shows typically for $6 a page. That means each page I profit $2.50. I can make 8 of these in 1 hour and 25 minutes, including all the cutting time, all the assembly time, everything. That works out to about 11 minutes per page. So I can make about 5 or 6 in 1 hour, probably closer to 6, which gives me just minimum wage. That gives me $15 an hour for this activity page. Now for my little Finding Nemo or fish themed activity page, the felt for all the fish is $1.50 for each page. The Korean 8-inch by 8-inch light blue sheet of felt that I use for the front is 90 cents. The back side of the felt, I'm using the cheaper version of felt from Amazon. So for the back side of the felt and the fabric that I wrap around that back side of the felt, plus the binding piece, the 3mm felt binding piece, that totals $1 in materials. The 2 waves is $1 in materials. I use about 4 mini hot glue sticks, so that's going to run me 40 cents. The thread to sew the page together is going to be 10 cents. The yellow bit of sand at the bottom is going to be about 20 cents. That totals $5.10 to make this page. I'm going to round that up to $5.25 per page so that I have a little Cricut mat fee for each page. I sell each of these pages for $15. That means I profit $9.75 per page. Each page takes me half an hour to make. That includes the cutting time for the page and assembly. So I can make 2 copies in 1 hour. So that's $9.75 times 2. That gives me $19.50 per hour. Last but not least, we have this Castle and Dragon activity page. The felt for this page for the front side is the Korean felt. It's 90 cents. The back sheet of felt plus the fabric plus the binding totals $1. I'm using the Amazon felt for the back, which is a cheaper felt. The hot glue runs me 20 cents. All of the pieces of felt that is needed for this page runs me $3. The thread is 10 cents and the suede cord that I use is 20 cents. In total, that's $5.40 in the cost of materials. I'm going to round that just up to $5.50 to help account for the Cricut mats. That means I profit $4.50 for this page because I sell it at craft shows for $10. I can make almost 4, almost, I'm so close. I can make almost 4 in an hour. It takes me about 16 minutes or so, 17 minutes to get all the pieces cut and then to get those books assembled. So I'm just getting to minimum wage with this page. I'd say between $15 to $16 an hour. I'm just barely squeaking by that minimum wage price point with this activity page. I probably could charge another $1 more for this page, but I want to just keep it at that price point at $10 because I have so many other pages for that price. Okay, that's all of the pages for today. I hope that helped you guys. If you have any questions about the materials or my pricing, you let me know. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.